Sorry. Yeah, so you're gonna be sitting there shooting the gun. So like you can have like pretty much everyone on your team doing this from like different angles, obviously. You can have your soldier go on DH if he really wants. If you guys are having trouble with this gun, then you can do that. But yeah, your heavy can sit like somewhere in this tunnel, shoot it. You can have your spy even in here and do it, although your spy probably wants to be in like the back line doing this, just so that like you're shooting from two different angles. I find that most spies get away with it if you can do it from like here, just because like everyone knows of the spy spots up here that you can shoot it from, and usually scouts will come chase you. But yeah, you really shouldn't as spy. You're not really gonna be allowed to shoot the gun from anywhere. So just try and find out where you can do it, get a couple of shots off. Your demo without lock and load is gonna have a really tough time doing this, so he can kind of try and get it from here, but try not to linger around here because their team probably is gonna be like sitting right here spamming you guys. So don't think that you're just gonna be able to sit here and not get punished for it, right? There's like this box here. This entire box is called the kill box. If you stand in here, you're gonna die. So whenever you're pushing, you want to get out of the death box as quickly as possible. And whenever you're trying to do something, you want to spend as little time in this box as possible, So, yeah, usually during this time you're shooting the gun, you don't really want to have anyone in apartments just because there's no point. Usually when you guys are pushing, you're going to want your heavy and soldier to be in apps. But like at this time, you guys aren't pushing, so why would they be in up in apps when they could doing nothing, when they could just sit here and try and help you guys in any way possible? And then when you guys are ready to push, just quickly give your soldier heavy a buff. Your soldier can whip your heavy into upper. They can go do their thing. And then you guys can use out of tunnel. The reason why you guys want to get this gun down is just because during this Uber, all their players are going to be seating either here or up there. Or, like their flank's going to be somewhere over here or whatever. So, like, the less time that you have to worry about this gun, the more time you can be doing, like, trying to, like, force their combo, trying to kill some of their upper players, or, like, just anything. So, that's why you want to get this gun down as first. If you can't, then just take the Uber and, like, you're going to have to deal with it. But, like, usually you guys want to be, doing everything in your power to try and get this gun down first. And so, yeah, you guys use out. They're going to have a much better Uber than you, so you guys need to make sure that you're out, like, not in still, because they're just going to fuck you up. So get out since you're going to have a bad Uber, or worse Uber, and then kite their Uber. Once their Uber's finished, you guys can walk back in. Again, get out of this box. So many demos will just sit here and, like, shoot at whatever, and then they'll complain of why they're dying. And, like, oh my god, I'm trying the best I can. I'm doing everything right. No, you're not. You're sitting in the kill box. So get out. Like, this gun shouldn't be a problem. You should have all of your players that are in tunnel walk out of tunnel. And, yeah, you guys can push cart. You guys can shoot whatever. But, yeah. Usually during this Uber, you want to demo scout. As scout, you can kind of just run into upper and, like, try and kill these players up here. For spy, usually you're just going to be chilling in mansion. You can try and, like, jump across here and try and make a play on the gun and the engineer, who might be sitting here, might be sitting here, So there's two of those. If you're able to, and like the gun's not really a problem, you can try and make a play on the upper players. Of course, there's probably gonna be like a heavy up here and then maybe a soldier. And then of course, I also mentioned that your heavy and soldier are gonna be buffed coming up here. They're going to wait until the Ubers are over, and then they're going to run through here, book it, and then try and do as much damage to this heavy and soldier as possible. Usually heavy, try and call your target, just because, I mean, either the soldier or heavy needs to call their target, but you want to try and take down as many players up here as possible. And then, yeah, from there you can kind of just, like, kill whatever you can, try and help out with the gun if it's still up. But yeah, spy if you can, and like you're able to help out your upper players, call them in, like ask if they're ready to go or something. And then of course scout if you're in the super and you want to run up, then you can. But yeah, obviously you guys want to secure as many kills as possible. So like, don't start running over these after these players if there's like some players over here, you know, free kills. Go kill these guys, and then you guys can kill the guys up here, right? If you guys are wanting to do a upper Uber, it's not super like it's not super great, but like there's a few ways that it will work. If there's spies dead and you're in tunnel, I don't know, getting ready for your Uber, you guys can just back out because the spy is obviously going to be relied on to call where your positions are. So if they don't have any eyes, they don't have their spy, you guys can run upper and they don't know, right? So you're going to be able to use through, pretty much get a free kill into their heavy, maybe a soldier too, and then they're going to be running back upper, though you're going to use like here, and then from there you just have high ground, you know? So that's always an advantageous position. And then like you guys don't even have to use through, right? Because their team's not even here, so you can like hold the Uber, kill their players on upper, and then just fight them from upper. Yeah, so if you guys are just wanting to do like a an apps Uber, and like their players are on the ground, or like their players aren't on the ground, so like their entire combos in upper, your combos in upper, you guys just want to take this. There's a few ways you can do it. Can I sweet. Yeah, so there's a few ways you can do this. Yeah, so you can do like your typical pyro demo Uber and just have your heavy hold the door open. Obviously, if you do this, make sure that the pyro or whoever doesn't walk through and kill you guys when you're kiting. If you guys do this, then have your pyro like jump out, and then he can like walk back through here, you know? This Uber is so one-dimensional a lot of the time that you kind of need to mix it up and like do something else. You guys can also take a scout demo Uber through here, and like scout if you want. You can do the exact same thing that the pyro did, or you're actually able with this flash. You can just jump out of window and then chase this engineer, which is a huge pick. And then I've seen like scouts after they get this engineer pick, they just go behind and be annoying. Like they just hide behind, and then when like the gun's dead, they can just walk back in and like clean up on whatever damage is here, you know. You can even have a pyro demo Uber, or a pyro scout Uber. With this pyro scout Uber, it's not really great. I've seen some teams use it. I wouldn't suggest it. If you want to try it, you can, but if you're gonna try that, then pyro, if it's a pyro scout Uber, don't jump out of the window, just go through here, and then scout, you can do whatever you want, right? If you're gonna have a pyro scout Uber, your demo can just sit back here and like spam, you know, spam right into this area, which means that demo's gonna hold the door open, which means you don't really need your heavy up here, if you don't really want him up here, so he can go like tunnel, you know. But yeah, that third one's like the least one that I would do, because it's just really bad if you don't do it correctly, you know. So yeah, so what else? Yeah, I mean, on this point, you can try, if you guys are struggling, try and work your sniper's side tunnel. This means like bring your soldier scout engineer and just like have them work your sniper into here. He can see into upper, he can see these guys here. So yeah, you guys really just, a lot of pushes, the reason why they fail is because you don't get out of this box, you know. So yeah, I should probably also go over the fact where if they don't drop down to meet you guys when you guys are in tunnel, you know, if they don't, then that means that your ground play is going to be a lot better. So you guys can just use through, use on your demo. You can just spam upper. They'll probably eventually use, make sure you guys get out. And then in post, you guys can just all walk through here. You know, sometimes the teams don't even like drop down ever. You know, they'll just use up here and not even drop down, which means that your heavy and soldier are going to have a much harder time walking through here. So if they do that sort of shit, just don't have your soldier and heavy go upper. They can just walk through lower again, you know. Your soldier can, like, after the Ubers, can just jump into upper. Your heavy can just big dick it across here and just fuck shit up. So, yeah. I mean, that's about it. This point is really just based on creativity. You guys just need to make shit happen. If something's not working, don't keep trying it for 5 minutes. Try something else. Like, you have a shit ton that you can do. So there's also this thing where you can do is if you guys are having a lot of trouble like getting their Uber out and trying to get through tunnel, you guys can do a sack. Sacks on this point aren't really good, but like if they work, then they're really good. You know, it's just trying to get them to work. Basically what you can do is just have your heavy and soldier go upper, obviously get their buffs first, and then you guys walk through tunnel, but instead of the soldier and heavy going this way, they just jump out of window and kill everyone here. This is really good because, like, obviously some heavies won't sit here. They'll like sit back here for whatever reason and like watch here. So if they do that, you can just jump out of the window and like your soldier and heavy can get onto them while you guys walk out of tunnel. They'll use or drop, and then your medic can just go back to spawn instead of using. Yeah, I mean, that's it for seconds. There's a ton you can do on this point. Does anybody have any questions on second?
No.
Okay, then third. Alright, third. Third is about the same. Not the same way to say that. So you guys are gonna walk through, sorry, I thought I'd sneeze. Okay, basically through third. If you guys wipe them on second, go really fast and like try and lock them out of third. Like get stickies on the doors. Demo, have your soldier like go into top left here. Just hold it from here. Your heavy, get them on silos. And then like have your medic not peeking the sniper, so like around here or something. Yeah, so if you're able to wipe them, then do that as quickly as possible. Like, I don't care. You guys just need, like, everyone to run forward after you get second if they're wiped, you know? If you don't, they're going to respawn, walk out of third, and that's going to be more minutes onto your time, right? If you don't wipe them, then obviously it gets a little bit trickier. You guys can... Well, there's a few different ways you can use this push. I will say, don't take your pushes from boiler unless if you guys like are dying to get anything to like to work, right? If you guys are really struggling, you guys can take it into boiler and just like use out of here and drop down. But like this is a really bad push. Just because like you all are coming from like the same direction. You know, like there's no split pressure from anywhere else on the map. So they only have to just worry about you, and they can get really close so that your sniper isn't even as effective. They can just like spam into here, into here, into here, you know. So yeah, on this push, I would suggest that you guys take your Uber out of IT, realistically. Basically, most teams these days go about their business in lower. They bunker up. Although some teams love to bunker up so much that they completely hide in here, you know? So if they do that, then you guys have a free push. So what you're going to do is you're going to wait until you have Uber. You're going to start coming here, start like spamming them through here, and then you guys can take up upper. And then from here, you can try and like get damage into like here. There's going to be a heavy usually sitting here. You can even come wide and like try and get damage off of onto here. You guys can try and drop down and take this Uber. The gun's probably going to be here. And then their whole combo is going to be sitting here. The reason why this Uber can be really good is because there's going to be a ton of players sitting here. So either they have to flash all of them or drop players, you know? So you can either do that, or you guys can go into backstairs, you know, and like try and kill them from here. This one has a problem where if you guys aren't like fast enough or you telegraph it, then their pyro's just going to turn around and like blast you back into here. And then you guys are going to be stuck with your Uber in here, and then you're going to fade, and then that soldier's going to bomb into you, and you're all going to die. Yeah, so yeah, there's that. Usually, obviously you're going to want like your scout and NG on cap. Yeah. In post, you guys probably want to post from tracks here, you know? Like, obviously, you don't want to post in their spawn unless if, like, your Uber's really good. So, like, just back up a little bit, wait until they fade, and then walk back in. Get car time. Yeah, you guys can have your heavy like in boiler. Basically, heavies are just gonna sit here, chill, and like spy check for themselves until the Ubers go off, and then they can kind of drop down into here. Your sniper should usually be in here somewhere. You can take the angle onto this. You can take the angle here. You can take the angle here. Yeah, this is a really good sniper spot. Anywhere else, he should probably just be in main, you know. Yeah, so heavies can just jump down into here. There's gonna be a soldier on like one of these three tops, remember? So for heavy, after Ubers are done, then heavy's just gonna jump onto here. Just because this is such an annoying position to get heavy off of. Just because he's like so disconnected from everywhere else. And only a few classes can kill him here, like sniper, demo especially. So if you guys are kind of struggling with this, you guys can go for a sack where you just like have everyone jump out of IT. You can have your heavy jump from this window and usually get a lot of damage onto this heavy. If you guys are doing this, make sure that like your medic doesn't commit and have them get out. You can have everyone jump out of the window. You can have your demo like walk out of here. That's a good sack. If you guys want, you can even have your have a heavy demo Uber and like have your heavy jump out of the window, use on him, and then your demo can jump out, like, you know, flash your heavy here, flash your demo here, and they can do a lot of damage. This one's really good if like you guys just, if they're not expecting it, you know. I think I'd see a lot of heavies kind of like sit in this window and do nothing for a while, and that's a good way to just get spammed the hell out of or get sniped. So that's why, I mean, usually heavies don't really come here anymore, but if they're not prepared for it, then you can just jump down and kill them all. But better teams will like kind of kite this back into spawn, you know. Like obviously this heavy isn't gonna want to get killed, so he might be playing like a little bit farther back to get out. And then like they'll take the Uber, kill the car pushers, and you know. So yeah, there's a couple of good Ubers.
Hi, Swift.
Yo,
Yeah.
what's up?
Hi. Hi. It's Swift. Hi.
What up?
That sounds bad.
What's up?
Am I lagging?
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Okay. Does my mic sound like shit because I
No.
turned off
It
my
sounds like
stream?
normal.
Yeah.
Sounds normal.
Does it?
Yeah, you usually sound like shit, so it's just like normal.
So
Okay.
mean.
So,
I don't
do you
know,
remember how
he
we
said
used
it.
to hold Red Room?
Oh yeah,
You
that was
on top-
horrible.
You on ledge and me forward and connecting.
Yeah, that
And medic
was.
against wall. That's like I was like, that's how I know how to hold Red Room, and I think that's like shit. It's like dog shit.
It's just bad because like their sniper can sit there and like your sniper has to sit here or else you guys kind of lose everything. Although this isn't a like a bad hold, it's just worse than this one because if like you're playing this well, then there's really nothing that can like kind of disrupt your hold, right? Like you can just constantly buff your sniper, you can shoot this sniper, and then you guys can just play out, make sure that nothing is gonna attack you guys, and it's like, you know, unnecessarily it makes you guys not take any unnecessary fights, you know. But like teams have started to like hide in here instead of like walking out recently because they're scared to die, and so they just let the cart get all the way up and cap.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, when you were talking about pushing through tunnel, and you wanted soldier heavy to push apps and post, but you also said before that there's no point in anyone being in apps if you're not aggro.
Yeah, so
Are you saying we play tunnel and then rotate out?
yeah.
Or
So
should we just-
basically, when you guys are like trying to kill the gun, or if it's off Ubers, like nobody has Ubers, and you guys aren't really trying to push yet, you guys should just sit down here so that your medic can build better off of you guys.
Oh.
And then when you guys are like, you know, about to start the push, you know, or use in, just you and your soldier whip into upper, get buffs first, and then you guys can just sit here until Ubers are over and then commit.
Okay, so that's if the first exchange doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, like, you go there during your first exchange, right?
Yeah.
So
It's just a team thing. It's basically like we're the distraction for you guys to come in for the post Uber. It's a whole entire post Uber fight.
yeah, like there's no
Yeah.
point in having like all of your players be in the same spot. So up here, if like all of their forces are dropped down, and like there's only 2 players up here, you guys can just take a bunch of players and like come up or try and kill everything. And if it doesn't work, you guys can just jump out of window and like get a ton of damage onto them. The reason why people have started like dropping out of here is just because if you're allowed to get as close to them as possible, you're allowing them less and less space to think, right? Or like get room. If you guys stayed upper all the time, then they're able to get out of tunnel and like start moving everywhere, right? They kill the gun and then what? They can just like
That's how they used to play. Like in the old UGC, like way long ago, they used to hold right in front of that tunnel.
yeah, like
And then they
this.
stopped doing it.
Then they stopped doing that because they thought it was like uselessly
Yeah.
dangerous. But
But then they're like, oh wait, yeah, we should be aggro.
yeah, like obviously when teams got better, they were like, okay, if we can do this correctly and like as good as possible, then this hold is better than this one, right? But back then they weren't confident, so they were like, okay, whatever. But yeah, if you're, well, I guess I'll say that on defense, but yeah. Any questions on third or second or whatever?
I do have a question for everyone. Is anyone recording this?
I am.
Swift is.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so, fourth is, I mean, kind of a bitch sometimes. Again, if they wipe on third, you guys want to get as forward as possible. Like, you guys can even be up here and, like, just try and get up here. But if they're, like, already here and, like, let's just say, like, they're holding back, but they're not, like, totally dead, then you don't want to get, like, all the way up here. You guys can just hold up here. You get your heavy here, just like the best head glitch in the game. Basically, your heavy being here makes all of this space, like, unusable for them. This is just becomes dead man's land. Like, if you're sitting in this space and that heavy's there, you're basically dead. So if, like, your heavy's here, then they either need to fight this heavy or back up to here, you know? So, yeah. I do want to go over, like, Normandy here. Basically, one thing on this map is gonna fuck you the rest, more than the rest, is this sniper being there or there, like, on that sheet metal. What you guys want to do is, like, your heavy can fist of steel over, yeah, but, like, the rest of your team, try and play off of where he is. If he's playing here, then you guys can, like, try and hug this wall as much as possible, and then you guys can, like, walk up. Eventually, you guys are going to have to, like, cross, so usually try and have your sniper here take the SVS. Like, at least if your sniper dies, then your medic can have a free cross, you know? And you guys can get close. Remember, only, like, play this close if you guys have, or, like, have ad, you know? Or if it's, like, even, you know? You don't want to sit here on disad, because if they use in, then your med has to, like, back up, which they're not gonna be able to do safely. So on disad, you guys can play, like, a little bit further back, you know? But yeah, this heavy here is really good. Heavy, when you're sitting here, make sure that no spies decloak on you, just because it's really popular for them to sit somewhere in this yard. Sometimes they'll be, like, back here looking for your sniper. But yeah. And then, yeah, that's pretty much this point. Like, trying to take this Uber. If you guys have this Uber, try and take it right so that you can shoot the gun. Although eventually you guys do want to swing out wide. And that means everyone except your heavy, you're going to be sitting here pretty much the entire time. Just because it's so good, you guys can just swing wide, and, like, that basically makes sure that they're not able to swing wide anymore, and they're being herded back more and more into this little space, right? They have less map control, they can easily just, like, do this, and then you guys can even get more cart time because you're playing in front of the cart, right? Really, this sniper is just going to be the biggest pain in the ass ever, because a good sniper can totally shut your team down. If the sniper's really being a bitch on this point, you guys can try and go garage. So, like, instead of crossing this, if this isn't working and your med keeps getting sniped, you guys can, like, come in here and, like, just walk over and, like, try and bait the sniper. And then you guys, instead of crossing this again, you guys can just, like, drop down onto here and you're already over here, right? Although, like, this takes time, and, like, it doesn't even ensure that your medic is gonna live, because he still needs to cross this, you know? And snipers are even good enough to where they can see into this crack shot and kill you. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, on this point, just remember, you guys need to swing wide, so make sure when your cart is getting more and more, and, like, you have ad or something, you know, make sure you guys are swinging wide so you can take more and more map control. Make sure your sniper, if he's playing in garage, have him get out of garage and help you guys swing wide, you know, because, like, that angle and window is not better than this angle right here, you know? And then, yeah, focus car time with, like, your scout, engineer, and pyro. And then, yeah. Sniper, you in particular, through here. Fuck. Through here, you can get, like, a really good shot onto the sniper if he's playing, like, here. So, like, that's a really good shot. You can play, like, this crack shot, which is kind of hard to do, but you can get anywhere here. And then, like, garage is really good for you, obviously. You can get, like, anywhere over here. Just have your engineer and, like, your flank protecting you. And then, like, obviously throughout it, you can try and get more and more aggressive after, like, you kill their sniper or you guys get more and more space. But, yeah. So, I think other than that, it's, like, this point is kind of just straightforward. There is something that I should mention. The defense, if you guys are locking them out of here, the defense isn't just gonna kind of, like, keep trying and, like, come out of here, although some might, but, like, the better play for them is if they come up to battlements, and they can either fight from here, which isn't a great fight for them to take, although it does give them a way out, or the better fight for them to take is through here. They run up to here and jump on your cart, right? So instead of, if you guys are sure that, like, they're not coming out of here anymore, instead of sitting here and letting them do that, what you guys are going to do is come over here. Your demo locks this off. Your heavy can sit here, and then your demo can also watch this. Put stickies above here and over there, and then just, you know, obviously don't peek this because their sniper's going to be, like, right here, but, like, you guys can just make sure that they don't have any access into here. And then if they, like, fake you out and come back, you guys can easily just, like, have high ground again, you know? So, yeah, that's about it for this point. Yeah, this point is pretty easy if you boil it down to it. The worst thing is just, like, if you guys can't get onto their sniper. So, soldier, if you're able to, like, do a tight wall jump onto here. And then if the gun isn't looking at you, you can easily get onto, like, their, not their bats, but this little bridge. And then you can, like, go behind or, like, just fuck with them here, you know? But yeah, any questions on fourth? Okay, last. If you guys are going last, obviously, again, if they're wiped, go fast up this ramp and then, like, get your soldier and demo into here up top so they can just shoot stickies down onto there, you know? Although that doesn't really work a lot of the time. Usually this point is pretty forgiving on the defense for trying to get out. So don't, like, expect this to work and you guys snowball them into last. Although it is good for you to, like, stall their defense, you know? Basically, for this point, you guys are going to want to start getting cart time. Make sure your cart time's pretty good. And then from there, have somebody, like, come into here and, like, jump up. Then that's a free, like, open the gate. You guys can take this left lobby. For demo, you can kind of sit here and, like, you can shoot this gun. It's going to be sitting, like, on this little thing. But instead of peeking the sniper sight line that he's going to be sitting, like, right there, you can just, like, hug this right wall and then shoot from here, you know? Med, you too, because the sniper has a really good angle onto you guys. I'm sure you guys know. Fuck, where is it? There. I hate scout speed. He can easily see you guys into there. So if you don't hug that right wall, he's going to snipe you. So, yeah. Every time you're coming through here, just hug this right wall. You guys can shoot the gun from here, and then usually you don't want to take it from top left. The reason why you'd ever take this from top left is if their pyro's dead. Just because pyro's job is to sit here and just make sure that nothing else comes top left or top right from their perspective. So, like, if you guys use out of here, they don't really even have to use their pyro. Just keeps M2ing you guys into this corner, you know. So I think the better thing to do is to have your combo come top right. The only thing that's wrong with this is this cross is a little bit dangerous because a good sniper will sit here and wait for you guys to peek. So really try and peek with your sniper here. Like, have your sniper come top right, have him charge up a shot, get him buffed, and then all of you guys cross at the same time with your sniper peeking. Obviously, like, have your medic bait a little bit and wait until this guy shoots, you know? Either he shoots your sniper and, like, your sniper has a good chance to kill him, or the sniper waits for your medic and your sniper just kills him, right? So, obviously, you guys are going to want to take this top right just because you guys don't have to deal with the pyro. You guys can jump out of window. There. Shoot the gun, obviously shoot anyone that's up here. Obviously get as much damage onto it as you can, but again, you guys are going to want to try and like get any damage onto it as much as possible. So like shooting it from here is good. If you guys are coming top right, you guys can shoot it from like here. Although be wary that this demo is going to shoot you through a window back, so don't expect to get away with that. And then yeah, you just kind of do this in post, drop down and help out the cart. Just because so many teams, like if their team's Uber is better than yours, like significantly better, than you guys drop down, and you guys can either from there back out, or you guys can just sit there and help cart, right? If their Uber is like about even or even with your guys, then you guys can kind of just like stay here and like shoot whatever. Heavies usually like to sit here or somewhere over here, so make sure you guys are shooting this guy. He'll either take a flash or he'll die, which is good. Obviously, shoot the gun. A lot of players will be sitting over here, just useless, but the pyro will also be over here, so it might be hard getting spam over there, so get any of the free damage you can. So from there, you guys want your heavy and soldier to be top left during your right Ubers. During your left Ubers, you guys either want your heavy in window, or have your heavy and soldier up here, which does mean that during left Ubers, your soldier will be here, you know, just fighting their soldier who's usually going to be here, or, you know, shooting the gun or whatever. So, yeah, obviously, if you guys are doing a right side Uber, then your heavy can be in, like, window. If your heavy's in window, have your soldier, or have your sniper here, just so he can get, like, damage onto anyone over here. And then also have your pyro over here. So the reason why you guys have your pyro over here is during a right side Uber, your pyro can like spy check for you guys over here, and then you guys will jump out of window, and then your pyro can run back to here. Just means that your heavy doesn't have to keep turning around and like spy checking for your sniper. You can easily just like focus on this gun, focus on anything over here, you know. And then during this, your scout isn't actually going to be on cart. Your scout's going to come with you guys and, you know, help you with the super. He'll jump out too. Scout, instead of focusing this gun, you're going to help focus this heavy. You know, you and your demo are going to shoot this heavy first and then focus on the gun a little bit. You're going to shoot anything that's not Ubered, obviously. Take this Uber. And then in post, your heavy can either sit here, or he can come over here, and your soldier, who in right side Uber is going to be over here, like I said, your heavy and soldier can just run out of top left, and they can like jump onto the combo that's going to be sitting all around here. Soldier, if you're doing this, then jump and like jump into here. Usually the gun should be dead, so you can just have like a free bomb into like maybe a sniper that's sitting here, or an engineer. And then your heavy can kind of just be like a bitch and like just sit here and kill everything that's here, you know? He's just making, like, this Uber is going to be a great distraction, so like they might just forget about this guy. And then he'll rotate over and then help you guys, right? Your sniper pyro in post can kind of do whatever. Snipers might go right lobby, snipers might do whatever, but pyro, again, like you can either stick with your sniper or just like jump out with your heavy and soldier. And then, yeah, if you guys do not want to do a scout demo Uber, then that's fine. Just have your pyro stick with you, and then have your sniper either stick with your heavy, and your heavy can just spy check for him from time to time, or have your sniper be main, and your heavy just sit up here and do the exact same thing, right? That's about it, except if you guys want to do a ramp Uber, don't just like sit here with Uber and then like telegraph it. What you guys can do is be a little bit more sneaky and like sit up here and act like you're going top right, and then just get ready and then just like drop down And then yeah, because like obviously their spy's gonna be calling where you guys are going, so they're gonna be ready for you to go top right until you guys drop down and just go that way, right? And then lastly, probably cart sacks. Cart sacks in higher divs are kind of like a secondary option. They don't really like to do them anymore because dry pushing is way more popular these days. So if you guys want to do a cart sack, I mean, everyone knows like the regular cart sack. You guys just group onto cart and like run it in, right? Instead of doing that, you guys are gonna have like 5 people on cart. I'd probably say like your demo. Well, obviously it's gonna be a 7-man sack onto cart, right? Your NG and medic go back to spawn. Your medic buffs up everyone, and you guys can have like your demo, scout, who else? Your spy, anyone else that's not the medic and engineer, and have them go onto cart, pyro, right? And then have your soldier and heavy come up here and do the exact same thing, right? Or you guys can even have your pyro with you, right? So the reason is, if you guys have no lobby control, then what they're just gonna do is have everyone shoot cart and not have to worry about anyone else, right? If you guys start to get split pressure and have people coming out of here too, you guys can even have your sniper come like up top right too and get like shots onto here, right? It just makes it so that they either have to deal with these guys and deal with the cart at the same time, which is a lot harder, or they just, you know, die to the guys up here because they're constantly shooting these guys, right? You can also have your heavy in cart sacks just like come down here and just like help with this. He can like fist of steel on cart and help you guys push it in. But yeah, I think that's about it. Although I did remember that I forgot to mention spy on the last point during Ubers. During Ubers, a lot of spies will try and like get into here, which is an absurdly hard task to do if their pyro isn't like, you know, mentally mentally retarded. So
What if ours is?
sorry?
What if our pyro is?
Then you're fucked. Anyways, so basically instead of the spy trying to do this, and like obviously spy, you're gonna know how good their pyro is. So like you'll be able to gauge like if you can sneak into here and like go for a sap on the gun on this point, you know, try and get a stab onto anyone in this area. But like usually their pyro's not gonna be incredibly stupid and like either, you know, burn you when you're somewhere over here, or if you go for like a stab over here, that heavy's gonna see you like almost every time. So instead of doing that during Ubers, you're just gonna decloak on cart. And like literally you'd be surprised how much cart time you can get if like they don't see anybody running up to it. You know, like your engineer's gonna have like a level 3 gun somewhere over here, right? And he'll just be managing it, you know, pushing cart any way he can. But during Ubers, he doesn't want to be pushing cart, so like you just decloak on it during the Uber, right? Just push it as far as up as you can because there's not really a ton else you can do. But if they notice that you're doing that over and over again, their pyro might stop spy checking, and then that's when you can like kind of mix it up and go for a stab, you know? Obviously, there's stabs you can get like on the soldier who's gonna be like dealing with this, you know? So you can try and get stabs onto this guy or whatever, but yeah. Any questions on offense really at all? Okay, defense.
I have a question.
Yeah, go for it.
So in my experience, picking far right Ubers has always been shit. In what situations do you think we should take them?
I mean, really, everyone in like higher divs kind of just take this all the time, because like these Ubers, top left Ubers, are just gonna always be shit. If like you get a pick onto their pyro, then this is a good Uber, right? This is a fine Uber. But if you guys can't, then almost always going right side is like the choice, just because like if you guys jump out and like you hurry up and get onto like, and like you hurry up and not like, you know, just sit there in the window, you guys can get like damage onto anything. You can shoot this gun, you can shoot this heavy, you can shoot their combo that's over here, and then just drop down in post, you know? I mean, why are your Ubers usually pretty bad? Do you guys have like any problems with it?
We haven't played this map yet, and no, not really. Because yeah, far left Ubers are just fucking dog water shitting thing when pyro exists.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's why you try and want to move fast, you know? Like, if you guys sit here for like 3 decades, then they're obviously going to start rotating over and be like, oh, I guess I know where they're going to take it. But, like, if you guys come top right, then you guys, like, can try and do other stuff, like try and shoot the gun, and then you guys quickly move, and, like, you don't even spend any time, you just run out and use. Usually that means that, like, pyros aren't going to be able to, like, react in time, and usually they'll be meeting you here instead of here, right? The only reason why, like, this Uber will be bad for you guys is if, one, you guys take too long and telegraph this Uber really hard, or if, two, you guys just suck and fuck it up somehow. You know, like, you guys don't get any damage onto the gun, you guys don't kill anyone, do any damage, or, like, maybe you guys spend too long up here and get caught, but, yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you guys can't do it and, like, this isn't working, then maybe try, like, other people in the Uber. Like, you guys can try a pyro demo Uber if you guys want. And that might help with the pyro trouble. Otherwise, you guys can just take a demo scout Uber, and that'll be good too. But yeah, I think if you guys just try and go quicker, then that will make you guys a lot better with these Ubers. Just because, you know, yeah. If you guys can't, if it's not working, then obviously get a demo review and we can talk it over, see what's going wrong. But if this isn't working, then try more like bottom right Ubers, right? Try and get this up here. But yeah, during these Ubers, you guys shouldn't be getting a ton of kills. So, like, if you guys aren't getting a ton of kills during the Uber, don't worry about it. But, like, the post is really what matters. You guys want to be getting people through here. You guys want to be getting people top right. You guys want to be getting cart time, right? So, yeah. But yeah. Yeah, if there's no more questions on defense or offense, we'll quickly go to defense. What time is it? Oh, good ape. 7:30. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit quicker. Obviously first, and, like, obviously I already went through a lot of what defense already does, so you guys can pretty much copy and paste that. But first defense, you guys can kind of do a few things. You guys can have your heavy here or here, and obviously this heavy is just gonna be aggressive, doing any damage to this guy. Watch out for their sniper that's gonna be here, but your sniper's gonna be here too. You guys can have your, like, your demo here, your soldier, I don't know, kind of just doing soldier things, like, back here somewhere, be ready, or, no, soldier's on the roof, I'm sorry. And then, yeah, your scout can play, like, back here, and then your spy can just do whatever, you know. Your scout, your spy, and soldier, well, your soldier's going to be playing to spam out spawn at first, but once he gets pressured off, those three guys are going to be on a mission to try and stall cart as much as possible, like I said earlier. If your spy is in position, have your spy decloak on cart and have your soldier bomb cart and have your scout run through house and, like, kill the cart, right? Any time you guys can get on this point is really good. And it doesn't really matter if you guys lose anybody, as long as you're not losing people, like, up here, right? When the cart's up here, right? Especially your spy, people, like, will make a huge deal about spy's dead if he's, like, dead here. But, like, by the time that card gets up, the spy will, like, you know, respawn and then, you know, come, like, be already rolled back out by the time you guys cap, right? But yeah, obviously, spy, this isn't always going to work, so maybe you don't want to do it every single time. Your soldier and scout will be able to handle themselves just fine. But yeah, your demo, sniper, and everyone are going to be doing damage to the cart, so just work off of the damage calls. Scout, soldier, if you guys hear that the cart's hurt, then you guys can kind of just try and make a play, and spy, you can use your own tuition if you want to decloak. Meanwhile, all your players over here are going to be playing like that. Your gun should be, like, here to help with bombs. And then you guys can kind of make your own decision here. If you guys want your med to play out, the reason why med playing out isn't really taboo anymore is because teams have figured out if your med drops or uses when the cart's, like, back here, you guys can just play this normally and then back out all the way then. And then you will have built your second Uber, like, even before they'll be able to use their ad, right? Just because cart has such a long ways away before it's actually, like, the ad is actually usable, you know? Like, does everyone get what I mean by that? So, like, obviously don't have your med, like, peeking sniper sight lines willy-nilly, but, like, have your sniper like try and defend your med a little bit, you know, like trying to take the SVS wherever he can. And then yeah, med, you can obviously use your own smarts, but it's scrims, like kind of test what your team can do, right? If this isn't working during your scrims, it does not, well, again, it doesn't matter if you guys win or lose your scrims, right? Just experiment with stuff. Like, I will always take losing my scrim because my med was being a dumbass and was like trying to test his limits and like dropped, you know, over just like losing my scrim because nobody's trying anything new and they're too scared, right? So yeah, that's about first. You guys can also do like other things like having your heavy sit here and like playing more to get out. In that case, your med can be playing like a little bit more passive, like beaming your guys up here, and then yeah. So that's pretty much first. Second, again, like I said, your demo medic, sniper, and pyro are going to be sitting on the floor if their team's in tunnel. Your scout's also going to be over here somewhere. Soldier, if your combo is on the floor, then that doesn't really mean that you need to be here anymore. You can kind of like come upper, but like if you know that these guys aren't pushing, or like let's say you guys take this push and you kill them, that's when your soldier can drop back down and help you guys in main, right? Like your soldier is so dynamic that he can rocket jump and be up here in about a second, right? So like that doesn't mean that your soldier has to permanently be glued over there, right? So soldier, kind of be a little bit more dynamic, play where you're needed. But yeah, obviously when you guys drop down, heavy's gonna be about here. This like play about here, just because if you're playing out here, then it's a lot harder to like back out, where if you're here and you're taking a little bit too much damage, you can just like go a little bit right and you're completely out of fire, you know. Heavy, while you're here, always be getting buffs, because buffs will help you hold this a lot more effectively. And if you're getting a little bit too overwhelmed, call your soldier if he's not like paying attention and like getting up here early enough. But yeah, your engineer can honestly have his gun like here, or you guys can try a side tunnel gun, just because people don't know how to like defend a side tunnel gun. If you guys have a side tunnel gun, engineer, the only thing that's really gonna be super dangerous to you is a sniper watching this, so careful when you're going for ammo. And then if the other team has a side tunnel Uber, I should probably go over that. What works is you can have like your side tunnel plays will work a lot better. You can have your soldier jump out of here and like bomb the engineer from lower. And like there's nothing much that the engineer can really do about it. And that also means that upper plays are a lot more useful, right? So if you guys have a side tunnel gun, or are facing a side tunnel gun, then your heavy and soldier will be able to do this a lot better without getting shot by this gun, or your entire team can come upper and like just try and do stuff without having to deal about the gun, right? But yeah, this gun really isn't as good as people make it to be. It's just teams don't really think about what they need to do. Like it's just another gun, you know. It's a little bit harder to spam, but it also has its downsides. Yeah, and then when you guys are holding this normally, obviously, like, if their team wants to sit upper, that's fine. Just have your heavy sit, like, here or outside, you know, spy checking everything. Demo, obviously, have traps on the door over here. Have your med probably playing down here, unless if you guys are playing out, then have your med playing up here. If you guys did earlier, like, your med's testing his limits, and he drops, you know, and then let's say you guys build badly, and you're up here or something, and you guys have disad. There's a couple of ways that the other team can do this. They can either take the ad Uber through upper, or they can take it through lower. Either way, you're going to want to do the same thing. You guys are all going to want to come out here. Again, like, med, you're going to have to kind of pick your balls up a little bit, grow a pair, and, like, not worry about sniper. Sniper, if your team's doing this, make sure that you're watching this angle. Try and make sure that your med doesn't drop. Take that SVS. And, like, basically the reason why you guys do this is because if you guys are all hiding in here and they take an Uber through upper, you guys are all leaving your, like, life in the hands of this pyro. So if this pyro dies, you guys are all just sitting here. But instead of that, you guys can just have your pyro sit here, and then, like, all of you guys play out here, so you're just a lot further from the ad Uber, right? And, like, the only thing that can really kill you guys is this sniper. So deal with the sniper, and you guys can just play out here freely, right? You guys can have your gun here, whatever. So yeah. Scout soldier, you guys are gonna be playing in tunnel together. Make sure you guys are working together. Spy, coordinate with these guys. If, like, let's say their entire combo is upper and like nothing is really lower except sniper, you guys can really, for fuck's sakes. I need to text this guy and tell him to shut his bitch ass up. Hold on. Okay, so, where was I? Yeah, so spy, work with your soldier and scout, coordinate them. If you guys can go for like something in tunnel, then go for it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for second. Anybody have questions on second? Great. So third, obviously gun here, dispenser here. Your engineer's just gonna be kind of wrangling gun. If he plays this right, he pretty much shouldn't have to ever worry about sniper. Med playing the dispenser pretty much for this point. Unless if sniper's dead, then you guys can all walk out, not give them any room that they don't deserve. If they come IT, like I told you guys don't even have to like do anything. You guys can just like spam like stickies and pipes into this doorway, because like if you're doing that, then you're spamming it right into this doorway, into the most popular sightline, right? If you guys have Uber or ad, then what you guys can do is just take your team, your main caller can call it, and you guys can meet them. Right? So this is dangerous just because their sniper might be up here and everything, you know? So you guys can do this at your own discretion. But if you guys have like Uber ad and you guys want to try it, then try and meet them. It gives them a lot less space, so they're not able to do what I said earlier, like coming out here and, you know, killing you guys. So if you guys don't want to meet them, that's not a huge deal. Just don't be afraid to walk back out. Your heavy can like kind of see these guys from everywhere, and it's not the end of the world if like you guys aren't just gonna explode if you guys walk out a little bit. Just try and get damage onto them wherever. You guys can come from here, and then you guys can even have your soldier bomb in, because your soldier's gonna be on one of these three things, right? So yeah, I mean, this point's really easy. If their cart is close, obviously everyone needs to play out. Literally everyone. I don't want anybody in the bunker except your NG, and even the NG's gun should be like out here, right? If you guys are playing for cart, your plan is to make sure you stuff them in any door so they can't get any cart time. Usually teams will have their medics sit back here and have their demo here so that they can watch main, and then if they come boiler, they just shoot stickies up into here. I will say snipers will be able to see you through these tiny cracks, so just be careful. If you know the sniper's here, then play a little bit closer, you know? But yeah, you guys all need to play out, help your heavy out, and then play. And then if like you guys are getting overwhelmed and you guys need to get out, don't run back here, just back out to fourth, you know? So it's not like a huge deal if you guys play in here, right? And then of course you guys can like even like try and like work this silo, work main, make sure that they don't get any room. If they jump down, then you guys are fine, just shoot them. So yeah, any questions about third? This point is pretty easy. Just make sure that like your soldier's playing up there, and make sure your scout's spotting IT. So yeah, just make sure you're spotting IT, and then your scout can help your soldier whenever like there's kills to clean up in here. He can just run through lower, and you know. Yeah, but any questions on third?
No.
Okay.
Everyone's dead.
I know. It's long review.
We're
Everyone's dead.
absorbing the knowledge, Evie. We're absorbing the knowledge. Yeah, we're all here. We're just absorbing everything.
It's a very long map. Okay, so this point, gun, dispenser either here or here, depends on where you guys are holding. Again, it depends on when this heavy is here. If the heavy's there, then you guys need to back up. If he's not, then you guys can play up and like peek wherever the sniper's not peeking. If the sniper's here, you guys can obviously need to play right. If he's peeking here, you guys need to play left, right? Demo, you don't have to peek this so hard. You can just shoot over the fence, and that's fine. If you guys are a little bit too slow and the heavy's like starting to get here, that doesn't mean that you guys like hold up the right white flag and like back all the way up. It just means if you guys do back up and the heavy is there after, you guys can't really like kill him or like shoot him without, or like walk out without shooting him, right? Your demo can do this, your sniper can do this really easily, so that's ways to get him out of there. But yeah, just because the heavy's here doesn't mean like you raise the white flag, right? You guys can easily
Is the
shoot
scout
him.
exchange good?
Sorry?
Yeah, if they aggro uphill. Right, am I lagging by the way?
No, I just didn't hear what you said the first time.
Okay, no, it's just sometimes it'll do that. The scout, if they aggro uphill, right, and it's evens, is a scout exchange into them to try to kill players not a good idea? Because they'll use, right, and it'll be an exchange, or they'll flash a bunch to save.
You mean defense Uber or offense Uber?
Yeah, defense. If they're aggro on hill, like right there in front of
Yeah,
you. and
obviously
we're
if their
high
med's
ground,
catchable, you guys can just use it and kill all the players. Even if you guys don't get the med, that's not really like a huge deal. If you guys can get like a bunch of kills, that's fine. But like obviously, you guys don't want to be calling this Uber just to get like these 3 kills, like Pyro Demo Scout or Pyro Demo Heavy, you know? You guys want a chance to get their medic, but if you guys see that the medic is too far gone, don't chase the medic, just clean up the kills that are already in. Ensure you guys get something, right? You guys don't want to like end your Uber and literally have nothing, right? If the Uber's kind of going to shit, then kill the players that are already here. If it's not, then, you know, get the meta and whatever. But yeah, obviously if you guys, again, in scrims, your med's testing his limits, test your limits. Have your spy call if he can like decloak on the medic, you know? He'll like decloak back here and say, hey, can you guys use? And like he'll just stab the med as he's backing out, you know? Yeah, but like obviously if the med's getting a little bit too close, like don't let them just get away with that without being punished. Kill them, right? So yeah, in yard, your soldier and scout should probably be out here. Yeah, your soldier can kind of like try and spam into here, make sure that like the sniper's not getting any space that he doesn't want him to have. Your soldier can even bomb into here and like bomb either into this window or here and like kill the sniper. And then yeah, spy, try and make sure that you're like testing the you know, enemy team. If they have their sniper in here and the NG's not watching him, just decloak on him and kill him. But yeah, obviously this point isn't like too difficult. Just make sure if you guys are wanting to use, can you guys see my demo playback?
Yeah.
Okay, so look at the X in the demo playback as my cursor, because I don't think you can see that. So like if the cart's getting a little bit too close to the point, like up here, use and then run at the cart and kill the players on the cart and then get more kills, right? This point is really hard if you guys aren't like paying attention to the cart, but also you guys don't want to use your Uber when the cart's already like about here, right? If you guys are losing the point and they're getting cart up, then use the Uber, kill the cart players, and then try and get more space, right? Like, just because you guys are backed up to here and this heavy's here and like the whole team is like swung out and they're doing what they're supposed to do, you guys could just use out and like try and kill these players, right? Make sure the cart's clear and then you guys can try and get any more kills. Just make sure you guys aren't ending this Uber a little bit too far forward. And then yeah, again, I don't think I really have to go over this again, but like obviously if they're spawn camping you guys and they're on your thing, then like run out here. You guys can either come here, probably have your sniper sit here and take pot shots, but like the rest of you guys should probably come here. You guys can either come out this way or this way if the cart's getting a little bit too close and just jump onto it. If they're doing this, like I said, then you guys just need to try and fight for it. Like you guys don't have to run through this. Like make sure that there's no stickies and then walk through. Usually you guys can see if like they've walked up through like this door, you know. Obviously you don't peek this, but if their team isn't like all around there, then you might be able to say that like, oh, they might be here, right? So when you guys do this, make sure you guys are leaving some players over here. Probably have like your heavy and other players like sit here, maybe your engineer, maybe your soldier. I mean, it kind of depends, because your soldier can be pretty useful, like bombing out of here and bombing over this roof. So you guys can play with that if you want. I would personally suggest having your soldier sit here and he can bomb from here, you know? But if your soldier has more success going and doing that, then that's fine. Okay, so that's about it for fourth defense. Any questions? Okay, so last. Okay. Here, obviously, dispenser goes here. Gun goes up there. Probably like here. Sniper, use any sight lines you see. This is a really good one. If you play up here, you can obviously see into like this, which is good. You can play up here. Watch this. And then obviously you can just play on the ground with your team. Don't swing like all the way over here. Not only is this useless and just kind of overdone, but you can get decloaked on over here, which is kind of bad. Everything you can do over there, you can do over here. Like, fine, right? So obviously some heavies like to play here and some still do, but like it's really kind of lost favor than just playing here and like playing this slope, because some scouts and NGs will like kind of unplug their brains and just like sit on cart, wherein you can just like come over here, just kill them. But careful, because spies will jump out of this window and like stray stab into you and kill you, so careful of that. Make sure you're getting buffs. Everyone make sure that they're getting buffs all the time when they can. Med, again, play here in the dispenser. Don't be playing out here when you know that the sniper might be peeking you from there. But yeah, once sniper's dead, make sure you're playing a little bit out and about. Because yeah, some good soldiers will bomb through main when like they're doing cart sacks, you know, just so that like they can get on to the enemy team and push them back a little bit. So careful of that. But yeah, demo, make sure you're shooting this cart all the time. Make sure they do not get any free cart time that you can. Yeah, there's also this cool thing where you can like shoot this and like it'll bounce the stickies.
Ain't no.
Yeah, so like if the cart's really far back and like you just want to get stickies onto it and you have nothing else to do, you can kind of just it's proportional to how long you time it, remember, so I don't even know where that one went. Oh, hit here. So yeah, you can toy with that. It's not really reliable, but like it's a thing that a lot of invite demos do, just because you can get extra damage onto their team. But yeah, from here, demo, make sure if something's in you know, in a window, make sure you're shooting them. Like if the heavy's just sitting there, make sure he's not just getting extra damage off onto you guys. In Ubers, I always see, especially demos, just forget that the cart's a thing. If there's no damage to be done during your Uber, look at cart. Make sure they're not getting literally any cart time. The one thing that like will kill this push, and like literally the best player in Highlander right now will say, like during this push, if you guys aren't sure what to do, then just get cart time, because a lot of times teams will just kind of brain fart and let it fall in. Like that happens during like invite matches still. So like that's how reliable it is. If you guys just get cart time, sometimes they'll let them in. Do not be that team. Make sure that you're getting all the damage onto it as possible.
The 8-man sack. The 8-man cart sack.
It honestly works more than you'd think, but
I know. That shit's fucking powerful.
So pyro, like I said, play up here. Make sure you're making sure nothing's up here. You can spy check, but as soon as you hear people coming top right, then make sure you're here. If like they're doing the same thing that I told you guys to do and have like their heavy and soldier here ready, getting ready, then you probably should call some people over to help you. Like your soldier can stop dicking around over in left lobby doing nothing. He can come help you. Soldier, if their team is in right lobby, like I said, and spamming through here, instead of just like doing nothing, come over here and you can spam rockets into here. And like you can even change where you're doing it. Some meds will be idiots and stand right here, and what you can do is just, again, you can spam right here and kill them for free. You can even do the same thing if you shoot in this corner. It's easier on rockets, but you can shoot through that window and like you can hit the corner like right here. So yeah, who else have I not talked about? I mean, for spy, it's kind of like the same thing all the time. Make plays where you can coordinate, but really this map is really anti-spy. You're really just gonna have to like make plays where you can, like try and think about what you can do, but really just be a calm spy. Yeah, that's about it for spy. Everyone else, I mean, I pretty much already talked about everyone else. Scout, help your soldier out in lobby. You and your soldier are gonna be like lobby patrol, but soldier, remember when I said, demo, spam this. Your job is to spam this equally as much whenever you have time. Just like spam whatever you can. Help your gun whenever you can, you know. So, I think that's everyone. Am I forgetting anyone? No, I think that's about it. Okay. Any questions on anything about Swiftwater? Anything at all?
I was away when you showed me, well, showed sniper stuff.
Sorry?
It was the crack shot on
Yeah.
third.
Oh.
I mean, not third, fourth.
I think I
sorry.
probably knew.
On hill, like in what is it? Yeah, in the house area. Yeah, that crack shot right there, and then the other one.
Yeah, you can come up here.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Yep.
do this.
No, I know all those.
Yep, okay. Obviously there's stuff like here, but also there will be some like really stupid snipers that, like, obviously I call this stupid, but it's really smart. If you guys are like holding on last and like you're feeling kind of cheeky and you know that like all of them are dead, let's say they went for a cart sack, just come over here and just try for anything. Yeah. So yeah, I mean there's not exactly anything that I can say about sniper that's really groundbreaking, but like there's certain things. Okay. Anything else about any class? Okay.
No, not about a class, but more about the in front of garage hold. I don't know if you know about the
Oh
the funny
yeah.
little hold.
I don't like it. I think it's more trouble than it actually does help, because if you're holding in here, then like it just like you guys need to be watching this and they can just meet you in garage. The reason why people like to do this is because if like they're going garage, then people will go, okay, let's all come garage so they can't walk out of garage. But then teams will also just like, usually teams won't go garage, they'll just use this to come all the way over here and then just drop out. You know, like the best part of this hold is like being forward, but also it just does not put enough like emphasis on here. If you guys want a forward hold on this map, on 4th, I will show you that. Have your meds sit like near this corner. Obviously not in the corner because meds sitting in corners are never good. Have your demo like trap this off, and you guys can just spam into their spawn. Have your heavy sit like here. Have your gun like back here. Have your sniper obviously peeking this a little bit wider. He can play like back here if he really wants, so that he can watch this crack shot a little bit harder. And you guys are just so far into their face. Have like your soldier be ready to like bomb into here, because the solution to like destroy this forward hold is to send your team garage. But if your soldier is ready and your sniper's ready for it, then your sniper can watch this crack shot or watch here. And your soldier can just bomb them as they walk out. Your spy can call when they're walking out. So yeah, this is a really good hold, although it's not a hold that's supposed to like stick. You guys, this is just like a hold to tie you over. Oh, and I should probably talk about this. If you guys wipe them on last, it does not matter where the cart is. Some people don't like to do this if the cart is like really close, but I honestly don't see the problem with doing it. What you do is just have your entire combo walk forward. This is if you guys are on last and you wipe them, obviously. So you can just kill their teleporter and everything, kill whatever players are lingering around here, and just like retake 4th. Play this normally, and then back up.
Would do this all the fucking time.
Yeah, this is a really good hold if you guys are like brave enough to call it. Obviously during scrims, if you guys do it, then what's the purpose in not doing it, right? Like in scrims, I cannot like stress this hard enough. Do not care if you win or lose. Like nobody should care about a fucking scrim. Those things, people who brag about scrims are the losers, dude. Like just do anything that like you guys want to experiment with and like try, right? So yeah, obviously if you guys lose a couple of players, then that's your cue to back out. Your goal is to not lose so many players that you guys back out with like 4 dead, and then you have to defend this, because then you're not doing anything but like feeding 4 players. If the card is really close, you guys can make that decision if you guys want to go forward, but it really shouldn't be a problem. You guys just have your engineer put his sentry kind of low and have your pyro sit on cart or your heavy or both. and then just have your entire rest of your combo just kind of play this, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's about it.
There's one thing I wanted to ask about, like, pushing in second in apps real quick. I completely forgot to ask. It is main and all that, and I wanted to ask if, like, what I'd do sometimes, if especially if their pyro's a useless fuck, I just solo Uber a pyro with a flog,
Yeah,
and then they get flogged, they drop down, pop flog, and then you, like, the pyro comes from upper, and, like, everyone comes in from apps, just, like, pinches them.
yeah, I mean, that's always something. I think that a better team just won't use if you do that. Like, if you guys use a flog pyro through apps, then there's really nothing stopping from a pyro just like M2ing them over and over again.
Yeah, but
You know?
sometimes pyros are useless, and you could as well build
Yeah.
flog sitting right there, and then drop out a window, even though, like, he's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, so like if you guys run flog like right away, then have your pyro like run det and like try and get any damage you can onto these players, right? And then you guys can use in like on third or second. I mean, like in theory it does work, and it might work in like your div, but I think better players will do this. And obviously, if you guys do know that like the pyro you're going up against isn't very like good, then obviously like try and exploit that a little bit more, right? If you guys know that this might work, then go for it. It's all about adaptability, right? So yeah, I mean, flog pyro is kind of gimmicky. If you don't have flog to begin with, then you might not want to take it on a solo pyro. You might just want to take it on a pyro demo, just so that you guys can ensure you get this force, you know. And then if you guys do have flog, then have him pop it here and then walk in, and then he can just jump out like a regular Uber, you know. But yeah, you guys can try it. It's definitely not a bad idea. I've seen it work. And like people in invite still try it sometimes from time to time, but yeah, it definitely might still work. Just play with it. All right. Anything else?
I think I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Well, I'll stop this recording.